Halo's new Seek and Deploy, or SnD game type, is out, and it's a lot of fun, but it's also pretty difficult to comprehend. So in this video, I want to give you a complete breakdown of everything you'd need to succeed in the game mode, anything from like comprehending how the scores work, to knowing how the menu works, to knowing the best strategy to win even in ranked. My name is Slick, and my great journey is to bring Halo back. Let's get into the video. Okay, so first things first is the menu. I'm seeing a lot of people struggle with this, and I did too. Honestly, my first round was chocked because I didn't know what to do. Basically, in order to jump through all of these different menus, you need to hit left or right on your joystick, like your movement joystick, or your, what are they, A and D keys on KBM. And that's how you jump through all the options here. Every single one of these things has a classification of different weapons and equipment or grenades, anything. And all you have to do to select those things is to hit jump. So A, left bumper, or space. Once you're in the actual menu weapon page, you can just hit space or jump to get into anything space A, left bumper. Now, as the weapons provide better value to you, they also cost more credits. So the credit system's a little wonky, and I'll get into details later. But all of these different things here open up different menus. So that's kind of basic weapons. These are like kind of mid-tier weapons, and you even can buy power weapons as well. Now you'll see at each classification of this, we got starting weapons, advanced weapons, power weapons, equipment, power equipment, and grenades. The biggest thing is like power equipment are more expensive, and they're kind of, they act like these are like super critical. I would argue that the quantum translocator is probably like the best, but that's pretty much the breakdown of everything that exists in these menus. Okay, now what should you be buying? That's a really good question. You know, everything in here is pretty much good. There are a few things that I say you probably just shouldn't spend your credits on. Commando and AR are both like pretty decent, but only like close quarters, and most of the time they're not ideal. Sidekick is a totally valuable buy at 200, as well as the battle rifle sitting at 100. I'd argue probably the best bang for buck. Plasma pistol at 300 is very expensive, but very decent. Advanced weapons, Bulldog, Heatwave, Stalker, and Shock are all great value buys. Next up, we got power weapons. So power weapons, you can buy a skewer or a sniper for 1,000 credits, or a spanker for 3K. The spanker is definitely worth that bang for buck, but damn, is it near impossible to actually obtain. The skewer and the sniper being the same price, in my opinion, is not totally justifiable. I think the sniper is definitely more applicable and better. You know, you have 4 bullets in a clip, so it's a little bit better. If you're looking at equipment, all of these options are pretty good, but there are some that stand out, such as the Threat Seeker at only 150, and as well as the Shroud Screen at only 200. Last but not least, power equipment. In my opinion, these two things are not worth it at all. Like 700, 900 credits for something you only use one round that might not even be applicable or helpful for you. If you're trying to do some crazy fancy thing with a QT, you know, like spike it down on one site, activate it one site, and then teleport back to the other, that's a strategy. But for 900 credits, there are a lot of other things that you could spend your money on. That being said, I think that's everything. The only last thing I'd say is grenades. Not really worth the bang for buck, in my opinion. If anything, frags are going to be your best bet. For only 100 credits a piece, you could actually get away with those every round without, you know, like breaking the bank per se. Anything under 200 credits, you can almost spend every single round, potentially get that money back, you know, especially if you win the round. It's just going to affect your bank ability going forward. Another thing I want to say is once you buy an item, you cannot refund it, so you want to be super careful about what you buy when you buy it. Oftentimes when I'm fumbling through this menu, you know, the UI isn't that great, so I'll accidentally buy something, then I have to run with that for the round because I can't refund it. Another critical detail is that you actually don't carry weapons through in between rounds. It's not like actually, you know, like Valorant or CS. You're not able to carry your weapons through to every single round as you're performing. You're doing well. So even if you like kill someone, get their sniper rifle, you know, it's important to note that you're not going to be able to bring that through. An additional note on top of that is that, well, if you're trying to bankroll your credits in order to get like a good weapon, just know that you're going to be done with that weapon that round. So pick and choose very wisely. The way the point system works is pretty straightforward. These are all recruit bots, so I'll just talk about it for a second while they shoot each other. So basically you start out with 300 credits on round 1, and every kill you get is another 100 credits. If you win the round, you get 300 credits, and if you plant the bomb, you get 50 credits. So that's a lot. That's just kind of like a basic rundown of how you get points. You'll see this guy, I have 300 points right now. I'm going to try to perfect him, but man, what a good strafe that was. You see, now I have 400 credits at the bottom. You don't get any extra points for anything fancy, so you just want to like play the game to get the point accumulation to happen. You see right now I've got 1200 credits. I'm going to plant the bomb, and that's going to put me up to 1250. You see that? So that's all you get is 50. Like, in my opinion, planting the bomb should be a little bit more, but that's all you get. Another detail is once you put the bomb down, you're going to have an extended amount of time to actually get through this. So once you get the bomb planted, you'll see you got a 1-minute timer going off. And I don't know why these bots are kind of tweaking. 1 minute timer on that extraction device before it actually goes off and you win the round. So you have to defend for a substantial amount of time. It's not, like 30-40 seconds like Valor CS. It's a significant amount of time. Another detail too is the defuse time. Defuse time is, I think, right around like 6 seconds or something like that. It's like just less than 7, so maybe it's 6.5 seconds. So really the defuse time versus the total duration, it's basically 10% of that total weight is the defuse time. So keep that in mind when you're actually on the offense and when you're planting the bomb, and then when you're defending and trying to defuse that bomb, you got plenty of time. So play the clock as much as possible. Try to do those big wraps, whatever you think will actually work to give you that advantage. The next thing I want to go over are 3 different strategies that you can apply to your game to get yourself a little bit of an upper hand. Now, I'm going to give you 3 different strategies that vary from like fun to like probably the sweatiest possible strategy, give you the biggest advantage. You can even use it in ranked. And I think all 3 of them will be valuable to you in some way. Okay, so option 3 to actually play the game in a very particular way, you're actually going to be building up into the rocket launcher. So rocket launcher is 3,000 credits. If you do the math on that, you win a round, you get 300 credits. You start with 300 credits. It is going to take you a while to build up into rockets. But I will say, I've been playing this ranked a lot. If you wait a couple rounds, like let's say that you're going to go beyond round 6, you're not going to 6-0 an enemy team. If you literally buy nothing the entire game, don't buy anything, don't buy grenades, don't buy threat seeker, just stick with your bandit off the rip, and you just save up to rockets, you can actually get rockets around like round 6, 7, 8, and it totally surprises the enemy. I actually played against a team in rank that ran this with 2 different players, so 2 players didn't buy anything. At around like round 6 or 7, 2 players both had rocket launchers in back-to-back rounds, and I think that honestly that gave them a huge upper hand. It's one of the only games I actually lost because 2 of their players were playing really well, doing a really good job, and then the other 2 players were saving up for rockets. Completely caught us off guard in those mid rounds. Completely changed up their strategy, played really slow with the rocket launcher, completely demolished us. So it's a good strategy, something you can think about if you want to do that yourself. That's a sneaky way to build up into the later rounds. Okay, so option 2 I think is applicable in basically any variant of this, but you want to kind of just light buy, so you're only ever maximum spending 150 to 200 credits a round. And the way that you do this is you go directly into equipment. You can start on round 1, and you're always buying a threat seeker. What you're going to do every single round is buy a threat seeker or maybe a frag grenade, if anything, maybe one of the lighter options, and you're not buying anything that's like, more than 200 credits in general. And what we're going to do is just kind of play the map very strategically, utilizing your equipment only. Your goal is to save up round over round so that we can get your way up into a sniper rifle or something in like the 1,000 credit range. You'll find that after about like 2 or 3 rounds of playing with threat seeker, you get more knowledge, you get more awareness on the map. You end up getting a sniper relatively quickly, and you're just kind of like bankrolling over time. Look at all these guys. Jesus, Odin's Raven. So once all you're going to do is just effectively play for that, right? You play for that sniper rifle, you end up doing a lot of damage every single round. If anything, you don't get the kills, you're at least doing a bunch of damage for your teammates to clean up. You're zoning out your enemies, and it just overall is just really good strategy. Third best option, and this is definitely the best option in general. Option number 1, every single round you want to prioritize buying a bulldog or a stalker sniper rifle. That's because in the advanced weapon category, bulldogs and stalkers are 500 points. They are definitely the best bang for your buck, highest like value per dollar you can possibly spend in this mode. And the reason for that is that you're not able to buy a bulldog round 1, but as long as you're playing and you win round 1 without spending any dollars, that's the only round you don't do anything, right? You don't spend any money round 1. You bankrolled a bulldog on round 2 with like a single kill if you lose even, but if you win the round, you get a free bulldog effectively. And then every single round you're running with the bulldog into all your engagements. I guarantee you by round 2, you got a bulldog in your hand, you're just going to be super intimidating, right? There's definitely nothing your opponent can do. A lot of people complain about GAs, but this is SnD, it's a whole new game mode, so GAs probably don't really matter here yet, but you effectively get the point, right? You get a bulldog round 2, and then you just start getting bulldogs every other round. And sometimes if you have like a good enough play style, you get enough kills every single round, you're actually going to be able to get a bulldog every single round for the rest of the game at 500 points. And if you can't do it for every single round, then every other round you're getting yourself a bulldog and just absolutely shredding the enemy team. You see this a lot. A lot of people go to bulldog because it's easily the best bang for your buck at this time. You can do it with the stalker as well. Stalker does pretty good. Free shot, headshot, kill, and otherwise you're doing a bunch of damage for your teammates. Just really, really good guns in general. So those are the three biggest strategies. You've got save up to a big weapon like the rocket launcher, where you just buy nothing the entire game up until you can afford a rocket launcher. You got number 2, which is save up, bankroll the sniper rifle, play your equipment and low cost items as well as possible. And then the best overall option, of course, is to utilize the Bulldog at round 2 and every other round, or every single round for the rest of the game, because Bulldog and Stalker are both really, really good best bang for your buck items in this playlist as of this time. Some other really critical details that you're going to want to know if you actually want to win this game consistently is that a weird thing is going on that I don't think is intentional, where you can actually plant at both sites at the same time. And if I would have thought about this a little more in advance, I could have planted on the left and the right at the same time as my teammates put that down. If both bombs are planted when you're on offense, your enemy can defuse either bomb to get the win. So make sure that you're being really selective about where you put the bomb down, and don't accidentally put it down at 2 locations. So communicate with your teammates, otherwise you're going to get completely steamrolled with the fact that they just defused the bomb in 6 seconds across the map. And you're like, oh man, I really should have thought about that before I planted. Another thing I want to talk about is the point system. Like, as of right now, the point system is a little BS in the sense that, well, you don't really get enough points. And I say that because you don't carry your weapons over, right, between round over round. And so if that's the case, right, then really you can't save up to anything unless you're doing it from the start of the game all the way up until a certain point. So keep that in mind as you're going through everything. They definitely need to rework the point system and or make it so that your weapons carry over from round to round, you know, like just like Val or CS. That's the whole reason why that point system, credit system works in those games, is because every single round progresses and you're actually bankrolling over time, and you're investing into guns that you think you can hold. You play selectively based on the guns that you bought the last round. You play selectively based on the guns you steal from your enemies off the ground. So in general, that's a really good strategy, but it's not present in this game. So in my opinion, like, save your money as much as you can to buy the big gun. You do it one time and you have a great time. You catch the enemy completely off guard because no one else is going to do that, like I said in option 3. But in general, the point system right now, 100 points a kill isn't really enough. In my opinion, it should be like 150 to 200 based on the current scores. And then things like the Bulldog is definitely like way too obtainable in the early rounds. Bulldog might even be a power weapon. I get why they split it up into the categories that they did, but realistically speaking, 500 points for a Bulldog in this point system is just such a powerful thing. It's going to get to the point where everyone's running it. Throw in the fact that, you know, everyone hates the Bulldog because it's a little overpowered in most cases, and then everybody's just going to be buying it to defend against other Bulldogs, right? So it's just kind of like this crisscross applesauce kind of thing. You're not going to be able to actually clutch up in any condition unless you buy the certain gun because it makes the most financial sense, right? I'll plant the bomb. One to defuse. Oh man, I missed that overkill shot. Are you serious? I missed the second one as well. It's lagging. You know, I'm not accustomed. I'm terrible. Never mind, I take it back. Maybe you shouldn't listen. I think last but not least, I want to remind you guys that you can buy multiples of any given equipment. So if you actually want to run a couple threat seekers or a couple shroud screens, so you have that smoke and or like what I call Sova dart, right, where you have the reveal ability of the dart, effectively what you're doing is just buying multiples so that way you can play a little bit more strategically. Using smokes in the right way can be super helpful. So like this door is a door that's peaked almost immediately by enemy players in every condition because they can easily get out, and it's kind of hard to chase them up that ramp unless you have like a grenade or something, which isn't all the time. And so smoking this door off the rip is like a good strategy, and you can apply this to pretty much every single angle on the map in these maps. So this little area is great. If you smoke up the street here in between the trucks, you can get around the truck or go on the outside a little bit more strategically. In this area where like these areas are really big choke points, you can also just smoke here and get your way across with the, you know, basically full coverage. And think of the same thing but inverted for things like the threat seeker, right? So when you're playing that Sova dart, you're launching it out, you want to be banking it into just those early seek areas. That way you know exactly what an enemy's trying to poke, and apply a little bit of pressure. You can get them revealed and your whole team knows where they are at any given time. Oh my god, this guy going for the punch? Jesus, man. Leave me alone. These Dazzle, I mean, Dazzle's right. You're playing all out. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. Those are my big tips. If you utilize all of those tips and you pay attention to how the game is played, you're going to actually get yourself a lot higher win rate in this game mode. And if you're trying to get ranked Onyx in every playlist, these are definitely tips you need to know. Definitely use that Bulldog, man. It's going to get you everything you need so that way you can succeed. And everything there pretty much in that video is all you need to know to succeed in SnD. Seek and deploy in Halo. My name is Slick. Once again, my great journey is to bring Halo back. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched all the way through, let me know in the comment section below any additional tips you might have. And of course, subscribe if the content was helpful to you. Thank you guys so much. See you guys next time.